What's up, everybody? I am hidden in the fnu.
And I'm...
What the truth?
Right, I was just chewing on that one for a second. So, I figured out how to get into that area down below. Remember what I said earlier about secrets within secrets? These coins here should have tipped me off that there was more to this room than meets the eye, but turns out, if you butt stomp there, it leads to a whole new treasure trove of secrets to try and uncover. You stop just short of that room right there, but then you start butt stomping around a bit, smash into a couple more walls, and soon you start realizing there is always a way. This just, again, these kinds of games trained me when I was a kid to always think outside the box, and apparently there are some things even I miss to this very day. That's what I love about old games like this. You come back to them and you are constantly discovering brand new things that you never even knew were there. And it just makes you appreciate it even more.
It's another reason I think a lot of people go with the 8-bits aesthetic is because of the fact that so many of these classic games can still be played to this day and bring something new to your experiences.
They're trying to give it that timeless feel. Shovel Knight did that same thing. Like, the whole impetus behind that game was to prove that, what's the phrase I'm looking for? That some aspects of game design truly are timeless. And what do you know? They proved everybody right. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody just straight up badmouth Shovel Knight. Like, I know some people who aren't really big fans of Undertale. I know some people who can't really get into... I know some people who can't really get into something like Final Fantasy VII. They don't even think 9 is that good, but I've never heard anybody, not a single person, who doesn't like Shovel Knight. It's the damnedest thing. Alright, so this is what I was looking for. We rolled by it so quickly the first time that I didn't even see it. You ready to go?
Just 1 second. Alright.
Roll up, roll up, roll up.
Monkey face.
Hey, I was about to say Donkey Kong. When did you,
Down 1 over 1.
That seems to be a popular spot for the correct answers. You're doing more work than I am with this, I'll say that much. A really bent-up sword.
Yay? It's the Hero of Time sword.
That's actually a... that's actually a story I came up with once. Was just like some lore or world building. Like, the story I came up with was of a guy... He was a forger. He found this guy in a city somewhere who made these really endearing, really cool little folk pieces, and he posed like he was apprenticing under the guy, but what he was actually doing was copying all of his work. And but the more he copied this guy, that's a 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because it can't be a 4.
Do-do-do-do.
Anyways, long story short, he apprenticed under the guy. He was forging the pictures under the guise of apprenticing under the guy. Turns out, though, that the forger was a better artist than the guy he was stealing from, so he actually found ways to make the pictures even better. So in a strange twist of fate in this little bit of lore, it turns out the forger's paintings are actually worth more than the originals. I just thought that was a neat little twist to that story. I don't know what game I would use it in, but it's too good of a narrative to pass up. I've got to use it in something someday. Because that's just one of those, like, truth is stranger than fiction type of things. It's like, you know, I can see this happening because life is weird like that.
Although it's funny that your fictional story was qualifying for a truth is stranger than fiction.
Well, I mean, in terms of the world it's in. Like, well, you know what I'm saying. I think, anyways.
I
like
definitely
to believe...
know that you're using words.
I like to think I make
Probably
sense
English.
sometimes.
Using words, probably of the English language. So, how many more levels until we've, bossed the thing?
There's 5 levels to every area, I believe.
What are we on now?
We're on level 3. So I'm
And
thinking we're gonna do this and part of level 4. I feel so bad for these seagulls, by the way. Herk!
Well, to be fair, they're leaving and a new one shows up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool, I got a brand new watching spot for these fish. Ooh! Oh, my back! This was a bad idea. Now I know why the first guy left.
No, these guys are hired by Wario. The union does not cover this.
I'm still getting my dental, right? Oh, these guys. I forgot about this. So, okay. Here's the thing about these enemies. They look nice and tame, right? But you know that saying about poking the sleeping bear? Yeah, that's the thing about these guys. They are 100% invincible when they're freaking out like that. So it's one of those things, like, you're fine until you... It's one of those don't start, nothing won't be nothing types of situations. Oh, and if you accidentally ground pound, you'll also set them off. So you gotta be really careful with your button inputs in here, too.
With your butt inputs.
Yes. That is also now official canon in the Wario universe. They are not button inputs, they are butt inputs.
Playing the game with the butt.
There's gotta be a video out there of somebody doing that. Because it's the internet.
I still want to see someone modify a Guitar Hero controller to be able to take in regular inputs and then use it to beat a fighting game.
Let's see here.
You've got to let the fish bite you, I think.
If he bites us, he'll
Pull
take
us
us
down into the thing. Yeah, I
yeah,
see
but
it.
here's the thing. One of these guys actually leads to a secret. I'm trying to remember which one. You actually have to take damage from one of these dudes in order to... Well, it's none of them, it looks like.
Well, at least that answered that for you.
Yeah. Also being really careful, like, I don't have to be too stingy with my money because now I have help and I don't have to worry about normal difficulty so much. That's an extra 100 coins every stage I don't have to worry about now.
Plus, there's the whole random thing. We might end up running into a few more of the super coins.
Yeah. I mean, I got 2 of them in that last stage. That was kind of incredible. That does not typically happen. You, like, come across maybe 5 of those over the course of the entire journey. I'm thinking it was that last guy. I'm thinking he's the one who ends up dragging you down to a secret. Yes,
Yep.
I was right about that. I knew my memory
Hooray.
wasn't lying to me.
Ah! Speaking of memory, let's play... thingy stuff. Today's contestant...
Oh, it's the
Pirate
little...
dude?
Yeah, the little basic pirate. Bandana Boy, or whatever his name is. This is Bandana D's more angry cousin. He never quite had the star power. That is just a solid block of onyx.
That would probably actually be worth quite a lot.
It would, actually. I've actually... For reasons I'm not going to divulge, I've actually been doing a lot of research on gemstones right now. This is part of something that may or may not become a thing in the future, so I'm keeping it hush-hush for now. But I've become very familiar with a whole lot of different stones, and there are some interesting ones out there. Like, I've learned some very neat little factoids. Like, for instance, did you know that cubic zirconium, or fake diamond, is the only man-made gem in existence? Everything else is natural. Like, I will say this, the more I do research on gems, the more things from Steven Universe start to make sense. Like, for instance, Alexandrite. Alexander, when you break down the name, means to protect or defend man. Get it? Alexandrite is also interesting because depending on the angle you view it at, or what type of light you view it in, it actually changes color. It's one of the few gems in existence that does that. I believe the other one that does it also starts with an A, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Maid, would you help me with that?
Thank you. I do hope that preemptive thanks doesn't end up coming back to bite me.
She wants to go off on a giant tirade. And you're just like, oh, I guess that's my piece for the episode. It's gonna be a stubborn one.
3.
Or it could be a 9, too.
Or 9. Shoot. No, it can't be 3. Wait! Don't buy. I think it has to be 9.
Are you sure?
Yes, because 3 is stubby.
Okay. Oh!
Damn it!
Well, I guess we'll be coming back for that in a bonus episode.
I am so sorry. I thought the 3 came up stubby.
So did I. I think it's unavoidable. Like, every time you play Wario Land 2, no matter how hard you try, you're gonna screw up one of those puzzles. I've never had a single playthrough where I've been 100% perfect with those. Oh, these guys! So they introduced everybody's favorite transformation. If you didn't think Wario was ridiculous enough already. I love chocolate. Well, I can't eat it because it'll make me fat. But it's so good.
Beat us, Wario.
Call Liberty. There we go. I gotta be really careful with this shit, by the way. This particular area I remember being infamously full of secrets.
I am so sorry that I messed up on that one.
No, it's okay. Like I said, I've never had a perfect playthrough either, so...
Crap.
Yeah. Alright. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Maybe, you know what I think of that enemy? Like, we found the golden glove in that one area, and you told me it was a boxing award? Maybe that was the boxer Wario fought. It's just like, I'm gonna get my prize back one way or another. You're gonna give me my rematch.
And now I've got Punch-Out stuck in my head. Do.
Have you played Super Punch-Out? The Wii version of that game?
There is a Super Punch-Out, which is not the Wii version, it's the Super Nintendo version.
Oh, well,
It's just called Punch-Out.
Right, sorry. I keep getting that mixed up. It's just like...
from time to time.
Because the reason I keep making that mistake is because, to me, that is kind of the definitive game in the series. Like, it's the one I like the most, anyway, just because it has, I guess as the Game Grumps put it, so much character to it.
It's a retelling of the original game, but with just, it's... Haven't played it, have seen it, loved what I saw, always was terrible at those games, though.
Is it the reaction times required, or...?
Don't know what it was, just I've never been able to beat a Punch-Out.
Huh.
I can play him somewhat decently, and I've always found again the character thing, and that one just out of the park completely.
Maybe we could do that on the gameplay channel someday. Like, I've got a copy of Punch-Out for the Wii just lying around somewhere. If not the full game, then maybe the Doc Lewis's Punch-Out expansion, because I have that too. Let's see, if this all leads here... I'm trying to cover all of my bases here, because we're going too far down one of the optional paths. So I'm starting to get curious what might have been down the other one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those things you start to get anxious. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to forget that is there if I don't address it now, so I might as well go back a little bit. Also, Fat Wario can't go through doors. Hardy har har. Like, I'm not usually oh, come on. Jump when I press the button, please. I'm not usually someone who will rag on people for that kind of thing, and again, it's Wario, so it kind of makes sense. It's like he's already an exaggeration to begin with. It's all about context, you know? When it's not being done... when it's not being done in a way that's supposed to be offensive or mean-spirited, it is funny.
Well, to be fair, none of the status-affected Warios can go through doors.
This is true.
So it's probably not even meant as a wide load type joke. I don't think you destroyed enough of it.
I don't think I did either. Well,
I think it's just a matter of gameplay. Part of the puzzle is you can only,
This guy is not cooperating. Even in death, he's willing to fight me. Oh, but he did lead to me getting a super coin. You know what, buddy? You live. You brought so much wealth into my life that you get to move on. Watch, it ends up being one of those Mook horror show type things, where he walks out of the door after everything is calmed down, and he's just like, where is everybody? What happened to the ship? Why is everything broken? I claim this land in the name of Nameless Pirate. I want to see animations like that one of those days. Like, what... Because you've unfortunately seen the recent Fantastic Four movie, right?
No, actually.
Really? Well, I will say this, you're not missing much.
That's the thing, the reviews were so bad, I don't want to have an opinion on it.
But
it's like, I don't have a...
I will say this, though, walking out of that theater, I did at least have inspiration for something I wanted to do in relation to the movie. Like, I wanted to create this little bit, like what Dr. Doom did while he was in isolation. Like, during the 10 years he was stuck behind the portal, or however long it was. Because that's the thing, isolationism actually slowly drives you insane. So it's like one of those 60s Spider-Man comics. No one understands our love, Rock. He, like, makes a sock puppet out of the cape and he starts talking to it. It just seemed like it was a concept that entered my head, and it would have been hilarious at the time if the joke had been timely enough.
Also, if I had any idea how that version of Doom acts, because again, if something is reviewed very poorly or just doesn't fit into my usual taste, I don't even bother.
Fair enough.
And I don't have an opinion on it if I don't bother, because it's not fair to judge something without actually seeing it for yourself.
Yeah.
But some things I don't want to have an opinion on.
Yeah. I'm the same way. There's no point There's no point getting involved in that conversation because it's just too caustic to begin with in some situations.
or it's just something I really just don't care enough about to want to see to know whether I'd like it or not. It's like, chance of me not liking it pretty high, not gonna waste my time. Well, that's an interesting position for him to end up in.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm safe!
Kind of. This is what I think it is. No, it is not. So let's go up and find the other, what I thought that was. Hopefully. What you got, buddy? What you got? A way for me to get up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your offering is accepted.
So nice how her minions are so helpful for Wario.
I like games that do that, too. Like, they turn the... anything that has things like enemies that can double as traversion tools, or power-ups that can double as traversion tools. They're useful in combat and exploration. Ready to
go? What do we got? Let's do it.
Hey, it's Donkey Kong again. So nice.
Donkey Dong.
Expand Dong. He's up in the top right corner.
I was actually playing through...
Hey, it's a P-Wing.
Eat.
The last one in existence after Mario used them all to beat Super Mario Land 3.
Coward.
That game is hard, man. Like, it's surprisingly difficult. I went back and played that one again recently.
That's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites, too. It's just, once you hit World 8, it gets ridiculous.
Yep.
I love that expression on that guy's face, too. It's like, oh god, what have I done? This was a horrible idea. What have I unleashed upon the planet? Oh god, I just realized we were being silent again. I don't want this to lead to another mutiny.
Mutiny on the teacup? And drop the anchor! Ah ha ha!
Let's see you run away from Wario now! Especially since he stole their only way to fly out of this situation. Well, maybe not their only way, but spoilers.
Alright, I'm going to be much more careful about this time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's a 1. Jump to the 1. Totally a 1. It's gonna be so sad if it's a 1.
Oh my god, is it?
Top row. Give us a top row.
You gotta be kidding me.
Top row?
That's a 7.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Okay. Wow.
I was getting worried there for a second. I was like, oh god, is the hubris real? I think that's actually going to bring us to the end of this episode. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. Next episode, we'll take out Bobo. Bobo.
Did you drop a gold pig or a silver pig in the river?
At least it's not a Bobo. It's just Bobo.
We'll see you again then. Later, everybody.
Goodbye.